Human psychology is layered with complexity. Desire often hides beneath masks of routine, and attraction doesn't always shout at whispers, especially in the realm of marriage, where commitments, vows, and responsibilities are meant to be the foundation of loyalty. Attraction can still drift like an invisible current. The truth is simple, yet uncomfortable. Marriage may bind legally and socially, but it cannot fully silence human nature. Attraction, like the pull of gravity, exists whether one admits it or not. It does not mean every married woman acts on it, nor that every subtle sign is proof of infidelity. But within female psychology, there are patterns, delicate, almost invisible indicators that reveal when her attention and emotions begin orbiting around another man. On Stoic Loading today, we'll explore 4 subtle indicators that a married woman may be attracted to another man. This is not about encouraging suspicion, nor about promoting distrust. Instead, it is about awareness. For the Stoic man, knowledge is power. Awareness grants clarity, and clarity allows you to stand firm, calm, and unshaken in the face of reality. Indicator 1. Her attention shifts in the smallest details. Attraction rarely begins with dramatic gestures. Instead, it starts in silent, tiny details that most overlook. When a married woman is drawn to another man, her attention subtly repositions itself. You may notice she suddenly remembers the smallest things about him, his preferences, his opinions, even his casual remarks. She might laugh more genuinely at his jokes than she does at her husband's. She unconsciously mirrors his mannerisms, adopting his phrases or repeating his insights in conversations with others. This isn't always intentional. Female psychology is naturally attuned to connection. When attraction takes root, even without physical intimacy, her subconscious begins prioritizing this new figure in her mental space. The man becomes a reference point for her thoughts, her moods, even her day-to-day reactions. To the untrained, this may look harmless, a woman simply appreciating someone's company. But the Stoic observer recognizes the gravity of attention. For where a woman's attention flows, her heart often follows. The subtle indicator here is not about public declarations, but about where her focus quietly rests when she believes no one notices. Indicator 2. Emotional energy withdraws from her husband's marriage is not just a contract of bodies. It is a constant exchange of emotional energy. The warmth, the concern, the willingness to listen, all of these are the invisible currents that keep a marriage alive. When attraction to another man surfaces, that emotional energy does not multiply, it redistributes. You may notice her patience with her husband begins to fade, yet she demonstrates unusual patience and softness towards someone else. She may suddenly become emotionally unavailable at home, but curiously attentive in the presence of the other. Man, this withdrawal is subtle. She might not even realize she is doing it. But female psychology has a unique trait. When a woman invests emotionally in one direction, a reservoir for others decreases. This is not cruelty, is the limitation of emotional capacity. The Stoic man understands that attention and energy are the ultimate currencies in relationships. If a married woman seems consistently drained at home, yet invigorated around another, the imbalance speaks louder than words. Attraction has likely begun its silent migration. Indicator 3. Her body language becomes an unconscious betrayal. Words can be rehearsed, but the body is an honest narrator, often revealing truths the lips try to conceal. Female psychology reveals that when a woman feels drawn to another man, her body unconsciously signals it. She may lean slightly closer when he speaks, even if the room is crowded. Her feet might point toward him, a primitive indicator of attraction. She may touch her hair more often in his presence, adjust her posture, or unconsciously seek ways to be noticed by him. These are not deliberate seductions, they are unconscious betrayals of the inner state. Her pupils may dilate, her tone of the voice may soften, and her laughter may flow more easily. Even silence becomes a form of communication, where the air between her and the man is charged with its unspoken electricity. The Stoic man does not react with anger or desperation when he notices this. He simply observes with clarity. For body language rarely lies, and when it aligns consistently with other subtle indicators, it becomes one of the strongest signs of hidden attraction. Indicator 4. Subtle shifts in secrecy and priorities. Final indicator is perhaps the most dangerous because it reshapes behavior beneath the surface. A married woman drawn to another man may unconsciously alter her routines. She may guard her phone more carefully, not necessarily because of explicit messages, but because of emotional privacy she wishes to protect. May alter her schedule, suddenly having reasons to linger in places where she might encounter him, or investing time in activities she previously ignored, now tied to his presence. Another subtle sign lies in her priorities. The husband, once central to her decisions, begins to feel secondary. She might show less interest in shared plans, invest less enthusiasm in the marriage, or even create small conflicts as a way of emotionally distancing herself. These are not always overt betrayals, but micro-adjustments of behavior that point to a shifting inner world. For the Stoic man, this knowledge is not about paranoia, but about clarity. To see reality as it is, not as one wishes it to be, is the highest form of strength. The Stoic perspective, now. Here is the critical truth. Attraction does not always equal betrayal. Human psychology allows for fleeting emotions that may never manifest into actions. But for the wise man, recognizing these signals is not about controlling another's feelings, it is about controlling his own response. If you notice these indicators, do not fall into insecurity or rage. The Stoic approach is neither blind ignorance nor emotional chaos. It is balance. You must recognize what is, without exaggeration or denial, must stand firm in your own worth, unmoved by temporary storms. A woman's attraction, married or not, does not define your value as a man. Her choices are hers alone. Your duty as a man of discipline is to observe, to understand, and to decide whether you remain, confront, or walk away with dignity intact. Now we discover a conclusion of the video. Female psychology is subtle. Attraction does not roar it. Whispers through attention, emotional energy, body language, and shifting priorities. To the careless man, these signals are invisible. To the Stoic man, they are clear. But awareness is not about control, it is about preparation. A man who sees reality for what it is cannot be broken by it. He may be disappointed, yes, may even be hurt. But he will not be destroyed because he does not build his worth on the fleeting currents of another's desire. So remember this. Do not seek to control her attraction. Seek to control your response. For in the end, a man's strength is not measured by who desires him, but by how he endures truth without losing himself. This is Stoic loading. If these words resonated with you, reflect on them deeply. For clarity, not comfort, is the path to strength.